Good morning, campers. I'm still charging the car, literally moments after ending the previous video, and I realized I wanted to do another video. At the same time, let's just talk about the buying experience of getting a Mustang Mach-E. And before people say it, I know it's not a Mustang. I've been told that a million times. It's not a Mustang. It's not a Mustang. It's not a Mustang. It's not a Mustang. I don't care. I don't care. It feels like a Mustang. It's got Mustang badges all over it, and it makes noises when you go fast, which is fun. And if you tell people you're driving a Mach-E, like, so I order food at, I'm trying to think of the last place I had to, like, give them, order a pizza at Pizza Hut. See, if you order pizza for contactless at Pizza Hut, they ask for your make and model of car. If you put a Ford Mach-E, nobody knows what you're driving. They're just looking for the red car. If you put Ford electric Mustang, they know exactly what they're looking for, and they find you no problem. So you can say it's not a Mustang, but if you use Mustang describing it, people find it a lot easier. So it's a Mustang. I hate that. Still charging. Charging at 83 kilowatts at the moment. If you're keeping track of the charging curve, it does decrease with time as you fast charge, but it's not that big a deal for me. As this is still less annoying than gas stations, because I hate gas stations, because they smell. I don't know. I don't really have a good reason for hating gas stations. Yeah, so anyway, buying experience. 2 minutes into the video, let's talk about the thing the video's about. So I went into the Ford dealership having made the choice that I'm going to have the option to get an electric vehicle charging spot at home in about 2 weeks. So a month ago, I went into a Ford dealership and like, I would like an electric car. What do y'all have? And they're like, we've got the Mustang Mach-E, starts at this expensive price every month. And I'm like, can't afford that. And they're like, oh, you also got this used Ford Focus for like 20 grand. And I'm like, well, that's not terrible. Let's test drive the Ford Focus EV. I got like 80 miles on a charge, and it was all right. It was a little cramped inside. Like my shoulder was up against the wall while driving it, because I'm a tall person. I'm 6'3". This Mustang has a lot of room, and I can still like barely fit my hand above my head because I'm tall. So the Focus was a little bit cramped inside. I really liked the Focus layout. The driving position, the center console stuff was all really good. The shifter made sense, but it was clearly a compliance car. It felt like a compliance car where they had taken a gas vehicle, made it electric, thrown it on the market to satisfy California regulations. And I really hate the mirrors in the Focus. The mirrors were in the worst spot for me. I could not get used to them during the test drive. Got a little lost, but it gave me a good feel for that electric car, and I enjoyed it. And then they tried to rip me off on my trade-in, and I wound up walking out. If they had given me a fair trade-in value that first day, I probably would have bought the Focus EV. But because they didn't, I went home. Because they tried to rip me off on the trade-in value of my old Mustang. I went home and started doing some more research and found some info about buying the Mach-E, because I really would have preferred the electric Mustang. I wanted the electric Mustang from the start, and it was just too expensive. So I did some more digging, found out about there's a financing plan called the Ford Options Plan, which works similar to a lease, where you're making a lower monthly payment over 3 or 4 years, and then there's a balloon payment at the end which you can finance, and you get the car. But it's technically a financing option, so you, the buyer, get the tax credit, whereas if you just lease a Mach-E, Ford gets the tax credit. So obviously the dealership doesn't want you doing that because they're making less money on it. So I had to go in and request this. Had to go in and specifically request that financing option, and explain to the seller what it was. I got very lucky. I've seen other YouTubers talk about buying this car and how the dealership tried to railroad them into paying a lot over the markup, a lot of hidden fees, and when tried to bait and switch them on a regular lease instead of the Ford Options Plan. And I got lucky once I said I want the Ford Options Plan, and then I caught them They gave me the 36 month instead of the 48, and I'm like, I want the 48 month because I need to get the payment as low as I can in order to be able to afford this car. And got the payment that I wanted and got the options plan I wanted, and they just sold the vehicle to me. And I'd been gearing up to order one through the dealership. It would have taken a couple months to get it. And I would have gotten an MSRP. So they were like, well, we've got this one on the lot that's almost exactly what you want, but it's got a few extra features, so the price is like $2,000 higher. And they sold it to me basically at MSRP, with the $2,000 extra for the tailgate as a foot sensor, which is I use more often than I thought I would, to be honest, where you just like wave your foot under the bumper and the tailgate opens. It's cool. It's fancy. It's futuristic. Full word. So that is fun. And so I wound up paying like $2,000 more for it than I wanted. If I'd ordered it through the website and ordered it to the dealer, I would have paid about $2,000 less for the car overall. They ripped me off a little bit on my trade-in still, which I think is why that they were willing to. I think that was why they played ball as well as they did with getting the payment options I wanted. They didn't fight me on it very much because they knew they were going to make $6,000 selling my old Mustang to some kid for 30 grand. So let them rip me off a little bit on the Mustang. I did talk them up enough that I didn't get completely ripped off on it. They were trying to just give it to me for paying off my existing payments. I'm like, no, it's worth more than that. I know for a fact it's worth more than that. So I did get them up a bit. So I did get some extra down payment from the value of my Mustang, my old Mustang. But yeah, they definitely marked it up a lot before they put it on sale again. They listed it for like $33,000. So that car worth a good chunk, more than what they said it was worth when they tried to give me a super crappy trade-in deal. But got the car, got the Mustang for what I wanted, got the financing option I wanted, and 4 years, I'll be able to refinance the $20,000 balloon payment, and then the car's just mine. And so the Ford option plan was good because I was worried that I wasn't going to like the car. I was worried the car wouldn't be as rugged as it appears to be, and that I wouldn't necessarily like it, and that I'd want to upgrade to a newer one at the end of the lease, something like that. So at this point, I think this thing is probably going to be a car that lasts me a very long time. Yeah, I would not be surprised if I end up driving this car for years to come, because I like it a lot. It's got all the range I need with the 200-mile battery. Actually, I get about 230 miles on 100% charge, which is slightly better than I think the Ford. I think Ford claimed like 210 on a full charge on this car, and I get a little bit better than that. So your mileage may vary, literally. Yeah, it's more than enough for me for what I do in a week. I only have to charge it like once a week at the moment, which in the future, again, in about 2 weeks, I'll have a home charging system done, and then I will never have to worry about that again, except on road trips and stuff, which very excited to see that Electrify America is expanding to the rest of the central northern U.S. because they're very, very sparse along I-80 and I-90. So I'm very excited to see them actually moving into that area because I was trying to plot out a road trip to visit my sister in Rapid City, and right now I would have to. There's a fast charger at a motorcycle dealer in Cheyenne, and then I would have to use slow charging in Northwest Nebraska in order to get enough power to a level 2 charger in Northwest Nebraska in order to get enough power to get the rest of the way to Rapid City, because it's just a little bit further than my range can handle at the moment because there's no DC fast chargers between Cheyenne and Rapid City. Fun fact. There's a Tesla supercharger, I think, in Lusk, maybe? But I can't use Tesla superchargers at the moment. Apparently Tesla superchargers are going to be available for other EVs by the end of the year. We'll see. If that's the case, then it'll be doable with my car relatively easily. I can get to Cheyenne no problem with this car without really spending that much extra time on charging versus what I would normally do stopping for bathroom breaks. So we're almost done charging, and I haven't eaten my lunch yet. 2 YouTube videos recorded in the process of charging this, and I've almost completed my charging. Too darn convenient. I say, having recorded 2 entire YouTube videos sitting here charging. Oh, there's a 3-legged husky running across the crosswalk ahead of me. He's adorable. Oop, no, do not shut off. Alright, anyway, so that was my buying experience. I'm happy with how everything went. I think Capital Ford, did okay. They took some convincing to get exactly what I wanted, but when I told them what I wanted, they played ball and got me what I wanted. So, could have been worse, could have been better, but I got the car I wanted at a price I wanted. I'm pretty happy, all things considered. And I've heard that other Ford dealerships really don't have a lot of people that know much about the Mustang, but the one here in San Jose, they know what they're doing. They know this car quite well, so they definitely knew what they were doing on selling it to me. So happy to report that. Happy to have the car and enjoying it very much. Thank you all so much for watching. You can find me on the internet at ElioDare. I'm sorry this video is so rambly. I don't script anything because I'm just a nerd with a cell phone camera. I can't even look at the lens because I'm looking at myself on the camera instead of in the lens because I'm terrible at this. Thank you so much for watching. My name is ElioDare. You can find me on the internet at ElioDare on Twitter, Xbox Live, Steam, Nintendo Switch, etc. YouTube comments are also a great place to get a hold of me because tiny channel, no one watches this, things. And very few subscribers. Most of them picked up from various random single videos over the years, none of which have anything to do with each other. So people dislike severely most of my content. It's great. It's a highly recommended way to do YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.